For nearly 40 years, this plant has been making this van. Southampton is the home of the Ford Transit. But will this long and healthy relationship between this city and what is a big business continue into the future? Ford is one of the world's largest vehicle manufacturers. Like all car giants, it's always developing new models. The next version of the Transit now in the pipeline. But you can't make an updated design using old kit, so the business has to invest. The question is, where? Living here, you'll know that Ford dominates the landscape, but this vehicle has dominated the road too. In fact, it's been around for such a long time that people actually say the word transit now to mean van. Even the drivers of this classic mode of transport have their own special place in British culture. I've come to meet White Van Man.
Andy, nice to meet you, all right?
These guys love the Transit, part of a fan club which has 8,000 members. So what if the Transit isn't made here in Southampton, or even if just part of it's made here in Southampton?
Well, it'll obviously be a great loss to the local economy. Not only is the Transit a great British icon, it's been built in this country now for, well, coming on for well over 43 years. So it will be a great loss.
Well, I think it's quite important that it is still made here. I mean, Southampton is the home of transit and the backbone of Britain.
Ford opened in Swaithling more than 50 years ago, the first Transits rolling off the production line in the early 70s. Since then, one generation after another has started life here. The vans used today in the same way as they always were, for almost anything you can think of. And the men and women who make these machines, a loyal workforce. Ford brought prosperity, but got productivity in return. There's been very little industrial action down the years.
Have a cup of tea, I think.
Dave Beckett was a toolmaker on the site in the 1960s. Now a local councillor, he says the commitment workers have shown should be honoured.
I think they're feeling a bit let down because every time Fords want to make cuts, the Southampton plant is on the agenda when really they've been a loyal workforce.
It used to take an army of thousands to run Ford's factories around the world. Plants need a fraction of the manpower today, but there are still more than 1,200 employees here in Southampton. But for how much longer? The uncertainty is demoralising.
Just got to wait and see what's going to happen. It's a shame, really. It's given me a good living, in a way. But I feel sorry for the youngsters.
It's our future, basically, and our kids' futures, I suppose.
So a real worry if this space changes.
It's a very big worry, yeah.
No one wants to see it go. We're all in there really upset about it. And one big family, really. That's what Ford's is.
The Southampton workers have been here before. They know they operate in a very competitive global market. But now it's decision time, and it may not go their way. There is another plant making transits in Turkey, which could prove appetising, particularly in an economic downturn. Turkey has a lot to offer. Labour costs are much cheaper, so are the overheads. Even the exchange rate is good at the moment. There's a bigger, more modern factory there, and the government gives help too.
Very glamorous, this isn't it?
Well, I've been in the back one of these before.
No, that's right. The MP for Romsey, home to many of the workers, doesn't hold out much hope for Southampton.
When you think of a picture of completed Ford Transits rolling off the production line in Southampton, it's inevitable that will be no more. What I think is likely to happen is that part of the vehicle could still be produced in Southampton. I very much hope that happens. No decisions have been made yet, and a lot of options are being looked at.
How's the picture of manufacturing here been changing? I mean, we can see it in the landscape, can't we?
Yes, we can. It seems to have, if not declined, then to have fragmented into smaller things, but it doesn't have the prestige, I don't think, that it once did.
And Ford was part of that, was it?
Oh, it certainly was, yes.
If Ford does scale back here, its significance will be much more than just the loss of a famous title. This is one of the last big manufacturers of its kind, and while new industries are growing in the south, it would be the end of an era. Simon Clemenson in Southampton for Meridian Tonight.